Hello, this is Lance, doing another video. As subjects come up, I had a few interesting questions in talking with people in group about what people perceive, some as a conspiracy actually, as the sort of medical drug industry medicating everybody and getting everyone hooked on drugs. The opioid crisis is obvious, and I'll leave that to other people that are more intimately involved in it. I can only really talk about, of course, is depression, antidepressants. And it's a pretty pervasive feeling. You meet a lot of people, everyone's taking it, and my first thought is that we are putting depression, or sadness, for lack of a better term, on a spectrum, and I would debate that. You can be sad. You're allowed to be sad. It's a valid feeling. Depression sounds more serious, though. We're always coming up with better language for things, and it sounds more powerful to say that you're depressed. If you say you're a little down, or say you're a little depressed, depressed sounds better. It sounds maybe more accurate. I don't know, it's a language thing. Actually, you can't be a little bit depressed, or a little bit pregnant, or a little bit dead. When your emotional state makes it so you can't function in life, you have depression. Another mark of depression would be, nothing's worth doing. Can't get out of bed, tired, achy, angry, things like that. These are symptoms of depression. When you are sad, it can lead to depression, and you can be depressed then sad, or sad then depressed, but they're different things. When you have suicidal ideation, you're thinking about killing yourself. That usually evolves into the thought of wanting to kill yourself, and then having a plan. There's 2 stages to that. If you are in either stages of those things, you should go seek help immediately. Certainly, I'm not a doctor. I'm some jackass on YouTube. Why are you listening to me and not getting help right now? Go get help. So, everyone else who isn't doing that, please keep watching. So, that's depression. You have marked symptoms, which you can go down a list and ask people if they have them, and that's depression. Now there's situational depression, where something happens to you in your life, and it overwhelms your ability to deal with it, and it affects your life. This can happen to people, everybody, right? Then there is a chemical imbalance. You have a chemical imbalance which induces depression, or makes you unable to handle the things that happen in your life that would make normal people sad. They make you depressed because you have a lower immune system, basically emotional immune system, to the bad things that happen in life. So there's that creation of a spectrum. That when we go to a doctor, we say we're depressed, they hear the word depressed, and they think of giving you antidepressants. It's a very logical thing. I would ask you to follow along with a little story I'm going to tell you. Let's say you're not feeling good. Let's not call it sad or depressed. Something bad happened, and you're not feeling good about it. You, as a human being, have a lot of things you could do. If you went to talk to a friend, you would end up talking to a friend. If you went to a bar, you'd probably end up sitting down, having a drink, and talking to the bartender. If you went to Baskin Robbins, you've got 32 different options, but you're probably going to end up having ice cream. The point of the story is I think we're medicating ourselves so much, and some people are taking antidepressants, is because when we feel down, we're going to our doctor. And our doctor is giving us medication. Because when you go to a doctor, that's what they do. If I have a whole team, we call them Team Lance, because I have severe clinical depression, and I have a whole support team of people, as much to comfort my loved ones as is me. My loved ones know that I have a team of professionals that I talk to, and I know that I have a team that can help me layers of protection. So I have a psychiatrist. Hi, Dr. B, and a social worker counselor. Hi, Lindsay. How are you? And I have friends. Hi, friends. And there's layers of protection there. And my kids back in the house, and Christina's great. Okay? And if we go to those layers of protection, we get what they give. So when you go to a psychiatrist, they're inclined to give you medication. When you go to a counselor, they're inclined to say, hey, why don't you talk to me for, every week, and then let's work through things. Some, social work groups, they have groups, and you have a group therapy. So if we're all taking a lot of meds, it's because we're asking for them. We're going to doctors and we're saying we're depressed, we're using that language, and we're choosing to medicate ourselves. My problem with that is I have been in group with what happens in group stays in group anonymously, but as an overall observation, I run into two types of people which I feel are being over-medicated. One, there's the person that hates the person they're living with, they're in an awful living situation, and or they have a terrible job. And they're taking a pill so they can put up with their terrible roommate, spouse, or lover, and or job. So instead of getting a new job or leaving the person that's a jerk, they're taking a pill. I don't think that was the original intent of antidepressants. If that is the thing, the source of all your worry and woe in life, that is something you can change. You can get another job, you can leave somebody, you can go to counseling and fix the relationship you have. But you shouldn't have to take a pill to do that. You should, my medications don't make me happy. They just make me not incredibly sad. Let me say that again. My antidepressants do not make me happy. They boost my emotional immune system so that I am not cripplingly sad. The second type of people I see in group, which I think are over-medicated, are teenagers. Your brain's not fully formed. You're figuring things out. I was a jerk teenager. I did jerk teenager things. I grew up. But parents are taking their teenage children to doctors, and they're getting meds. If they took their teenage children to Disneyland, they'd go on the rides. If they took their teenage children to a Baskin-Robbins, they'd sit down and have an ice cream together and talk about it. If they went to a counselor, they'd sit down and talk about it. But no, they're taking their psychiatrists. Psychiatrists are more apt to give medication. So that's what I think is happening. I don't think it's a vast conspiracy. I think it's just what we're doing. It's a cultural phenomenon. So I hope that has helped some people. And if you have any more questions, like this really interesting one that came in that made me make this video, I'd love to answer them the way I do, because apparently you guys like the way I articulate things. So if you like this stuff, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.